Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world away, and today I'm going to be doing stages 51 to 56 of the Fanhome release of Build Darth Vader. And those of you who like looking around what's going on in the background here, you'll notice that little figure there. Number one, I had a little boo-boo. Usual thing, screwdriver slipped and I dragged my finger over some metal and it really hurts. It's on the joint, so when I bend my finger, yeah, it sort of stretches the wound, which isn't good. You don't want to be hearing that anyway, do you? You want to hear about Darth Vader. Now, we've been working on the arm section. Don't know what we're doing today. We're still missing pack 8 in the UK. I think it's only affecting the UK. I know folks overseas have got pack 8. We haven't got pack 8, so I haven't done the fingers. So we did jump over that pack, and that's why we're now on this pack here. But if you do want to get this for yourself, I have put a link in the video description. You've also got that QR code on the screen which shows you all my merchandise, Amazon store, and every model I'm building on the channel. But without further ado, let's get cracking. So what exactly are we doing today? This is the instructions for stage 51 here. Again, in the UK, we do get the paper magazines. I don't think other territories get that. They get the digital instructions. But we're going to be working on the right hand at the moment by the look of it. So there you go, putting this stuff together just like that. And there you go. Obviously, we've got this wire coming out. I'm guessing that's to power the lightsaber. We'll see. Now, even though we haven't actually built the full lightsaber at the moment, we have done the shaft. We just haven't got the hilt. I think the hilt comes in the very last pack. So I think that's the last thing that we're actually going to be getting for this Darth Vader model. God, I can't just open it. But let me just open everything we got here. So if you remember, this is where we were working on the right hand looking just like that. We're going to be adding some stuff to that now, which means I need one of these sections here first. And I do have some of these bushes to put in. And that's just going to be slipping over the shaft there, just like that. And then I'm going to be putting this through this center spindle there that provides the friction now on that. All we're going to do then is just close this off by putting the other side on there, and I'm screwing that in with two of the what screws are these? F screws. These are the ones that come in this stage. So one in the top here. I am screwing them in quite tight because that bush is going to provide enough friction, as you see, to keep the hand nice and steady without it dropping through gravity. It is going to require some force to actually move it like that. Now we're going to be putting some friction on this section as well now, and this is what this sponge is for, with the adhesive paper on the back of it. So let me take that off. And this is just going to be going around this lip just here. Perfect. And then I can put that just to one side for the minute. And I want to get out this connector here. So obviously I think what's going to happen is when we get the hilt for the lightsaber, we're going to be plugging it into this jack plug here. And that's what's going to power the lightsaber. So for that reason, what I'm going to be doing is taking this section here and I'm going to be putting this into position just there like that. Once again, I've got two of these screws, which is going to keep that into place. Quite a clever design if you can figure out what's going on here. So basically with the shaft, it's going to push into there, and as soon as we do that, it's going to light up. So that's in there like that, and then I'm just going to piece together the other side, which is going to go on here, and that's going to protect that now. And I'm screwing that in from here, once again with these F screws. And I need 4 of these. And then basically holding that like that with the hand, this is just going to be inserted in here just like this for the minute. Perfect. Don't quite know how that's going to power a lightsaber. I'm guessing that we take the hand off. I don't know. Interesting. We'll figure that one out later. So in stage 52, here's the instructions. Are we working more on the arm? we've still got some more parts for the right arm that we're going to be piecing together here. Looking just like that. Looks like we're making a joint here. So that's how that's looking. And once again, with this build, every single bag is wrapped up. So it does take quite a while to actually get everything out. And just as you heard there, we do have quite a lot of metal for this joint. So first thing I need is this section here, which looks a little bit like a kidney. I want the inside part of it here, and I'm going to be putting this metal section in, just like this, lining up the holes so I can put some F screws in here, which I've got here, and I need 2 of these. And then the actual joint, which looks like this, is going to be going on the top. Once again, I just want to line up the indents there with the holes because I'm going to be putting in some J screws. Now these screws have got a flat top on them. And I have been putting this whole build together with PH1 screwdriver. Normally I use PH0 for everything, but if I can get away with using this, I just find it's a lot easier to actually screw things in. The trouble with the PH1 is it is a thicker screwdriver as well. So for things like this, it might be hard to get in. But as you see, I've got that in no problems at all. All I'm going to do then is I've got this piece here, which we're going to be putting over the side here again, matching up the holes here, just like that. And that's going to be held in with type U screws, and we need 4 of those. Now the U screws are metal, but you know what? This thread is cut so well and goes in so easy, you really don't need oil for this. I normally would be putting oil in, especially on a joint, but when I demonstrate how this joint works, last one just going in there, you see what I mean? It has got some resistance on it, and it needs to have that resistance because when it's got the fulcrum of the forearm on there, it's going to be hard to move. But that's all there is to do in that stage. Moving swiftly on to stage 53. Here is the magazine. And again, we've got this kidney pattern here with these parts. Pretty much doing what we did, but on the other side here. And then we're putting both sections in like that and then closing the top off. So we've got the full joint here. Guessing that's the elbow. And once again, I've got to spend half an hour opening everything. Okay, we should be a dab hand at this now because we're going to be working just on the other side here, which means again, we're dropping this piece in here, lining it up, and I'm screwing that in just with some F screws. Just need 2 of these. And then once again, I'm putting this over the top and putting this in with these J screws, which has got the flat tops on them. That's perfect. And then lastly, I'm going to be putting this piece over the top, lining up the holes, and I'm holding them in with the U screws. It's the last one just going in there. Excellent. Now I'm in a position, I believe, to put this over the top, just like that. Grab some F screws, ones I've got left, and I'm going to be putting this into the 3 holes that you can see there. And then you see we've got 2 clip connectors here. We don't actually do anything with those. They can just stay to one side. Make sure I don't lose them, because by doing that, that's all there is to do in that stage. So in stage 54, here are the instructions. And we've got the right arm here. This is the is this the top section of the arm, which I'm putting the joints together now. So that joint is actually going to be holding onto this section here. Oh, it's actually the forearm we're doing. So we've got a full forearm completed at the end of this stage. Once again, I'll spend half an hour just opening everything. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to take this kidney looking thing here of an elbow joint, and we've got these connectors here. Now we've got a large one and a small one. We want the small one first. That's actually going to go on this side just here. And I'm holding that in with 1 screw, just from the other side, which is an F screw, and put that in from the bottom there. And then I've got a larger one here, which is going to go on this side here, once again an F screw, just to hold that into place from the bottom. And then I've got this one here, another small one, just going into this side here with an F screw. Perfect, so they're both into place. Then on the bottoms of these, I've got the larger of these connectors to go on. So they're going to go in just like this. And this time it's held in with the long screws that I've got here. It's actually screwed in from this side. And it's going to piece both of those parts together. Now, obviously there's 4 holes here, so I need to put 4 of these long screws into this side. It's a lot of screwing. So let me come back when all of these are in place. And there we go. That's in that place there. And you've guessed it, we're going to do exactly the same thing just onto this side over here. So I'll get these 4 screws in here. And here you go. Here's the last screw just going in here. Perfect. So that's the elbow joint with the connectors installed on both sides. We can now put the forearm into place, but before we do that, what we're going to do is take the hand, and I am going to need to now trace this wire through the top here, through the channel, so it's coming out that side there as well. Now I don't want this wire going anywhere. It doesn't really matter about length or anything, because I can pull that through, and that's what these connectors here are for that we had in the last stage. They're going to go over the top there. They're held in with F screws. Very clever way to power the lightsaber. Do the same just at the back here. And now I get to put that forearm in place. Now I can still adjust the length of this cable, as you can see, it slides through, but it's going to be dictated now by where I actually put these. Now I've just noticed one mistake I've made, which you could probably make the same mistake as well. And that is, obviously that joint is going to be directional. So I've got the hand going off in the wrong direction. Again, I leave my mistakes in because I'm guaranteed you've made it. It needs to be round this way when we connect it. And as is the affectionate tagline on this channel, do I need to say it? I make mistakes, so you don't have to. So I want this part now of the arm, which is labelled R1. That's going to be going over this section here, just lining up the holes with that tab just there. Now we've got the F screws, which are going to hold this into place. So let's just get them in here. One there, one next to it. And then I want to pull off the excess slack on this, so I can actually put this part in position, which is actually just going to be going into that cavity just there. And it's going to be held in with an F screw just through this hole here. There we go, that's the hand kept in on that side. Now I have to say something very interesting here. If I just turn this around to where they've got it there, they've got it around this way at the moment. You'd be tempted to put something in these holes here. They don't want us to put anything in the holes just here and here. Bit weird. I've double checked, and there's definitely haven't put anything in there. But this is obviously going to go over the top now, and it will hold that part together, and it's held together with 3 screws. So let's get them in. One there, and because I pulled through the excess of that lead there, it does mean that I've got the maximum amount coming out of this side now, which obviously I'm going to need. And just to secure that last joint into place, we've got this front one here. Excellent. And with that in place, that is all there is to do in that stage. Excellent. So penultimate stage of this pack, which is stage 55. Here are the instructions. And we've got the ball joint here, I'm guessing for the shoulder section that we're going to be creating here, looking like that. And I will get everything out of here again. I have to say, I don't normally make comparisons with other builds on this channel, but compared to things like the Iron Man build, these joints are absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, what we're going to be doing is I've got this lifting section first, what we're going to be putting into place. It's actually going to be going onto the stays at the bottom there, so that's fitting in like that, and I'm holding that in with some F screws. We're going to need 3 of these. I'm then going to be putting this section on top. This metal section is going to sit on top just like that. This time I'm holding those in with F screws again. Definitely the screw of choice on this build. Excellent. Then I've got this absolutely brilliant joint piece, which is going to provide the friction for that joint, lining up the holes there. And once again, I want the flat J screws in each one. They have to be the flat ones, because if they're not, the other screws aren't flat headed, so it wouldn't be able to rotate. It would just keep knocking on the screw heads. So there's 4 of these to go in. And then finally, just on top here, we're going to be putting this one here, just like we did for the elbow joints. And that's going to be held in with the U screws. These are the metal screws. Make sure everything's lined up. Perfect. And put all 4 of these into place as well. So I'm guessing we're just working on this shoulder section at the moment, which means I don't think we're going to have the full arm completed at the end of this pack. So what I will do is I will just show you the other arm that we created, albeit we're still missing the hand because we didn't get pack 8. But with that done, that's all there is to do in that stage. So the final stage of this pack, stage 56, here's the instructions. And we've got the other side there of the shoulder joint. So putting this all together here, so that's how it's looking. Get this open. There isn't going to be a lot to do to finish this arm off. But I do wonder what we're going to go to next. I'm guessing we're probably going to start the legs next. Okay, so into this section here, we've got another joint to put on, exactly the same way. It's going to go in here, held in with those U screws. Once again, takes 4 of these flat-headed screws. Perfect. That's the joint in. Now, the arm, we want the lead coming out of here and going in here, and then it's going to be coming out the top, just like that. So having that lead just into place there, I can now piece both parts of this shoulder joint together. And the reason we're doing that now is so that that lead doesn't move from that position there. As you can see, that's how it should be sitting in there. Okay, we've got a very long silver screw here that's going to go all the way through that joint just down the bottom first. Now I am going like this to make sure I'm not pinching any wires. PH1 screwdriver for this, because it's quite a tight screw to put in. There you go. We've got another one just going down this larger joint here. Make sure that's tight as well. So there we go, that's that shoulder joint in. I can still move this lead up and down, as you can see. I do want to hide those holes now. And that's what this adhesive friction sponge, I'm calling this a friction sponge. That's what the friction sponge is for. So once again, I'm just going to offset that to the joint and have that go all the way around here. Perfect. Now we're going to be putting this bracket on. So first thing I want is this way round. I want the A2 bracket to be this way round with, if I'm holding it like this, the A2 to be upside down to me. Just like that. Turn it over and grab the A1 bracket and have that on the other side just here. Again with the A1 facing upside down to me and this little tab facing in that direction. Grab an F screw, which I've already got one kind of loaded up. And you're going to be putting them through one side there. Just grab another one. Just do the same on that side. Perfect. And then on the other side here, we're actually screwing them in from this side. So whichever side's got the indent on it is the side that the screw goes into there. So that's that one. And one more just there. Now obviously this isn't connected at the moment. I can still pull this through a little bit better, but that is all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. So just to jog your memory about how it's looking, this is how it's going to look. Now obviously this isn't completed because I'm missing pack 8. Don't have a hand. Well, I've got the remnants of a palm, as you can see, which actually just slots into there, as we know. But for now, I'm just keeping it like that until we do get that pack 8. But that's how it's going to look. And there you go. That's Darth Vader for another month. Once again, if you do want to get this for yourself, I have put a link in the video description. You've got that QR code on the screen. But I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.